Welcome all. In this session, we will see about aquatic pollution and its management. Most important aspects in this topics will be pollution and which disease it is causing and the sources of pollution and its management measures. We will see about this. First, we will see what is a pollution. A pollution is some kind of undesirable change which may be a physical or chemical or biological which can affect the health or survival of the humans or other living organisms. There are two types in pollution. One is point, other one is non-point. Point is having some discrete source. It means from a single source or some identified source. Second is spatially explicit manner. We can able to plot from where the area it is coming. The area will be less. Examples of it is industrial effluents and municipal sewage treatment plant. Second category is non-point. That means the source of it is diffuse and it is poorly defined and it is going on a very broad geographical scales also. Examples of it is like mostly runoff. It may be agri runoff or urban runoff or stormwater runoff. Any runoffs will come under this category. You have to remember this very clearly. What will come under physical, what is coming under chemical, what is coming under biological. Physical. It includes temperature, color and odor and suspended solids and turbidity. Chemical. It consists of DO or BOD or COD or nutrients or pH or minerals, metals and organic compounds. Under biological, living things will come such as bacteria, algae or plankton will come under this category. This classification of water, you have to remember it. There is a classification from A to E. A, it is used for drinking water source without any conventional treatment but after some disinfection. What are the criteria for it is the total coliforms organisms is in the MPN count per 100 ml is 50 or less. pH is between 6.5 and 8.5. Dissolved oxygen is 6 mg per liter. BOD is 2 mg per liter or less. The second category is for outdoor bathing. Its criteria is having a total coliform organisms 500 or less, pH between 6.5 to 8.5, dissolved oxygen 5 mg per liter or more than it, BOD is 3 mg per liter or less. C. It is used for drinking water source after some conventional treatment and disinfection. The total coliforms is 5000 or less, pH between 6 to 9, dissolved oxygen is 4 mg per liter or more, BOD is 3 mg per liter or less than it. D is used for wildlife and fisheries. So pH is between 6.5 to 8.5, dissolved oxygen is 4 mg per liter or more, free ammonia is 1.2 mg per liter or less than it. E is used for irrigation or industrial cooling or controlled water disposal. pH between 6 to 8.5. Based on the color, we can able to say the source. This is most important. If it is having magenta, the color of the water will be in red color. The water is having some tannary waste with some iron content in the water. It will give you the color of deep green or blue. Second box is about the taste and the odor. So we will see the taste is if the water is having iron, manganese, free chlorine, phenols or aquatic acetomices. It will give you unpleasant earthy or musty taste and odor. If it is having iron, it will give you inky taste. If it is having phenol, it will give you bitter taste. So how to remove these kind of contents from the water? They are following a conventional water purification techniques like chlorination or chemical precipitation or using activated carbon. Then turbidity. For controlling turbidity, they are using the coagulants such as ferric chloride, ferric sulfate or ferric alum. In here, the most important thing to remember is which organisms is giving you which order or which compound is giving you which order. For example, the microorganisms, algae, oscillatory and ribellaria will give you muddy order. Anabaina is strong gaseous order. Protozoa is a fishy order. The Royal Commission on Sewage Disposal at London has reported some order. Fishy order will come from organic amines, wormy cell from phosphorus compound, rotten egg or putrid smell from hydrogen sulfide, earthy odor from the humus. You have to know about it. What does it mean by biodegradable and non-biodegradable? Biodegradable means which will quickly degrade in the environment. The non-biodegradable are which will persist in the aquatic ecosystem for a longer time. Examples of biodegradable are like proteins, or carbohydrates, or sugars, or starch, or fat. Examples of non-biodegradable are pesticides, fungicides, bactericide, herbicide, insecticide, nematocide, rodenticide, and miticide. These non-biodegradable ingredients is posing more problems in the aquatic environment. They will give you some definition content and ask you what is that. For example, they will give you the definition of biological indicators and they will ask you what is it. So you have to know some of the important definitions and some of the important terms. What does it means also? Such kind of terms is biological indicators and bioindicators. It is by the presence of organisms or absence of it is indicating the existence or abundance of a particular critical factor. For example, if fecal streptococcus is present in the environment, it is an indicator of sewage contamination. Next term is eutrophication. Eutrophication means there will be some more algal growth and aquatic plants which is leading to oxygen depletion. Mostly it is caused due to nutrients such as phosphorus. So to control this eutrophication, we have to control the nutrients such as phosphate and the nitrogen. Then we'll see about sewage. The marine systems or the ocean system is considered the sink for sewage disposal. It's most important. There's been some previous papers also, which is the largest sink of disposal, like sewage disposal. Answer is oceans or marine systems. In the sewage, this consists of 99% of water and 1% of solids. Among the solids, 70% are organic, 30% are inorganic. Under the organic, proteins are 60%, carbohydrates 20%, fats is 10%. Under the inorganic, it is having grit, salts and metals. In the sewage, due to the bacterial activity, the oxygen will get reduced and the BOD will get increased. In the sewage treatment, we will see. First, what they will do is, they will separate the solids from the liquids by using physical process. Then liquids is purified by using biological process. There are 4 stages. First is preliminary, second is primary, third is secondary, fourth is tertiary. We will see what is secondary. Secondary treatment, it is a biological one. Biological means using of some naturally microorganisms to break down the organic material and purify the liquid in it. Under the biological treatment units, the names are most important. They might ask you the questions like, among the following, which comes under biological treatment units? Answers will be like trickling filters, percolating, activated sludge, aerated lagoon, aerobic stabilization ponds, and rotatory biological control. So remember this. What is the use of tertiary treatment is, they will polishing the secondary treated sewage to remove some suspended solids and nutrients. If it is having phosphorus, they will precipitate it as calcium phosphate by using lime or ferrous or ferric chloride or sulfate or alum. pH will be like more than 11. So it will get precipitated as calcium phosphate. If we are having ammonia, we are using air striping method. That means the ammonium ions will get converted into ammonium gas by increasing the pH. So the formed gaseous ammonia, we will remove it into the air by mixing the wastewater. Next, we will see what disinfection treatment. What we are using in it is chlorine, ozone, and perchloric acid. But these are having some carcinogenic organochlorines also. Then what is the safer method is like using of ultraviolet light or continuous microfiltration treatment. Next is red tide. What is the cost agent? It is most important. Most of the previous paper we can see this type of question. What is the cost agent of red tide? Answer will be like gymnodium, cadandatum, trichodesmium. It is a blue-green algae, Noctilica and Gymnodium brevi. Then types of pesticides we will see. Under the category of bactericides, chlorine containing chemicals will come. Baits is used for cockroaches and ants. Fungicides example is Bordeaux mixture. Insecticides examples dichloro, diphenyl, trichloroethane or gamma hexachlorocyclohexane. Rodenticide example is like zinc, phosphate and warfarin. Repellents will be camphor and clove oil. This is most important. What is the limiting factor in fresh water is phosphorus. In case of H2, the salt water limiting factor is nitrogen. Remember it, don't confuse it. These two terms are most important. You have to remember it very clearly. Bioaccumulation is done by conservative pollutant. You want to know what is conservative pollutants. The pollutant which can't able to broken down and will get built up in the soil or the marine environment is called conservative pollutant. Examples of it are pesticide, industrial chemicals, tin, lead and mercury. Most important on here to remember is this bioaccumulation occurs within the tropic level. The biomagnification occurs across the tropic levels. These two things are most important. They might ask you in the questions also. Next is the rate at which pollutants are accumulated. It depends upon three things. One is concentration of pollution in the water and the temperature of water. When the temperature of water increases, metabolism of the organisms also increases. So rate of the pollution increase also increases. So it depends upon the age and sex of the organisms also. Biomagnification means the same things, the conservative pollutants are not metabolized or broken down, but it got passed like from producers to the topmost predators. They will be across the tropic level. That is biomagnification. Next, we will see about what is heavy metal. Most important is its specific gravity is greater than 4. As asked in some previous papers also. It is toxic or poisonous at low concentration. It is having a relatively high density. Atomic weight will be between 63 to 200. Mercury. Mercury, which is the most toxic form, is methylated mercury. What happens is inorganic mercury is transformed into highly toxic methylated mercury. It gets accumulated and biomagnifies along the food chain. It has been first spotted in Minamata Bay in Japan. Due to eating it, most people has died and some people has become permanently disabled. Most important on here is only heavy metal which seems likely to biomagnify is mercury. World Health Organization has given a limit. It should not exceed 0.2 milligram per week. Next, crude oil. It is also a major form of pollutant. Properties of it. Crude oil is lighter than water. It gets immiscible with water. Highly flammable. It gets fired quickly. It forms slicks. It is generally liquid at room temperature. Then we will see about biofilm. This definition you have to remember. Biofilms means community of microorganisms get attached to a surface. Like planktonic forms get shifted to surface attached community. Next term is biocorrosion. Biocorrosion process at metal surface. Microorganisms or some kind of the enzymes or exopolymers or organic or inorganic acids as well as volatile compounds such as ammonia or hydrogen sulfides. Next important term is bioremediation. This term has been asked in the previous year paper also. It means From the name itself, you can say it is the use of live organisms, primarily the microorganisms, to degrade the environment contaminants into less toxic forms. Under this, we are using more microorganism. We will see the classification of it. Under the aerobic, Pseudomonas, Alcaligens, Pingomonas, Rhodococcus, Mycobacterium will come. These bacteria are using carbon as their source. Anaerobic bacteria, we are not using that much as compared to aerobic bacteria. In case of fungi, we are using lignolytic fungi. It is also called as white rot fungus. Scientific name is Panyrochytic chrysosporium. Under the methylotrophs, these are aerobic bacteria that are using methane as their carbon and the energy. Most important, remember here, you have to remember the in situ techniques types and the ex situ techniques types. Under the in situ techniques, bioventing, biosparging, bioaugmentation, biostimulation will come. This technique is low cost because there is no need of excavation or transport of the contaminants. These four terms are most important. Bioventing and biosparging are the providing of air. In case of venting, we are providing this air through wells. Sparging, we are providing this air under pressure below the water table. Augmentation, stimulation difference is most important. Under the augmentation, we are adding the microbes. Under the stimulation, we are giving nutrition and oxygen to help the growth of microbes. Next technique is ex situ. It is taking the soil and groundwater from this side to another side by excavation or pumping. Under these three methods, remember land farming, composting and biophiles. Land farming is a very simple technique. Just we are excavating and spread over the bed, and periodically we are just tilling or mixing it until pollutants are degraded. Composting means we are taking out the soil and putting some manure or agriculture waste to it. Biophiles, it is a hybrid of land farming and the composting. Radioactive pollution is also more prominent. Unit of radioactivity as an old term is curie, rad or rem. Rad means radiation absorbed dose. Rem is Remington equivalent man. Mu is becquerel, gray and sievert. Under radionuclides, natural radionuclides we will see uranium-238, thorium-232, potassium-40. Radioactivity in the sea. This question has been asked in the some previous papers. Like seawater is having which radioactive element more? It is K40. Remember it. Marine sand is having a radioactivity of 200 to 4000 becquerel per gram. Marine sediments is having 700 to 1000 becquerel. These acts, try to remember it. These acts and the airs, some most probable questions. Water Prevention and Control Pollution Act is at 1974. Cess Act, it has 1977. Air Act is at 1981. Environment Protection Act is at 1986. Public Liability Insurance Act, it is at 1981. Hazardous Waste Management and Handling Rules, 1989. Environment Audit Rules, 1992. Environment Impact Assessment Notification, 1994. Indian Fisheries Act, 1897. Merchant Shipping Act, 1974. Wildlife Protection Act, 1972. Indian Coast Guard Act, 1974. Maritime Zone of India, Regulation of Fishing by Foreign Vessels, 1981. Petroleum Act, 1934. National Environment Tribunal Act, 1995. MARPOL, 1973 to 1978. London Dumping Convention, 1972. Convention on Civil liability for oil pollution damages 1969. Convention on Biodiversity 1992.